YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Hello, hopefully you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Thank you, Holland. Can you hear me now? Hopefully you can all hear me now. Oh my God, this blooming system. Hopefully you've just heard a dong. So hopefully you can hear me. Please say you can hear me now, because otherwise I'm going to cry. Yay, you can hear me. Fabulous. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. So yes, hi, I am back. I am streaming again. Everything is hunky-dory. For those of you, spiritual, no, who was it? Chan's Juicy. Hello, my darling. You were here last week when I wasn't. Yeah, unfortunately, but sorry about that. It's how can I put this? So currently, after 3 weeks, well, this is week 3 technically, I've just about got a toilet in our bathroom. It got plumbed back in yesterday. And yeah, that's after 2 weeks of having no actual physically plumbed in toilet. We've had a porta potty that we've had to wait for other people to come and empty. Yeah, we've had the builders in, so it has been ridiculous. So this saga starts 11 weeks ago when we notified our landlord, if you like, the council, the people we rent from, and basically said, look, or they came to deal with some damp that we had in the kitchen. They decided to take the damp, but by the way, I will start tarot reading in 5 minutes. Okay, so if you're watching this and you want to skip to 10 minutes past or 10 minutes in, and by that time I would have finished my rant. But anyway, so that was a thing. So they came and took the plaster off the walls all the way back to the brickwork, from the top of the cupboard, from the top of the kitchen ceiling down to the worktops, because you know that's how damp works, right? As a ground floor apartment, ground floor flat, that's how damp definitely works. It doesn't rise, it comes from the ceiling, right? Yeah. So our fridge freezer has lived in our lounge ever since then. And then they left us for best part of 8 weeks without telling us when they were coming back. And we had no kitchen cupboards, so they took the cupboards down. So that's how the last 8 weeks have gone, or up till the last 3 weeks back. 3 weeks back, or the Friday before, we get a phone call saying they're coming on the Monday. So that is literally 2 weeks ago yesterday that they came and ripped out the lower cupboards. Well, first of all, they put up a couple of cupboards in the kitchen, so we had some cupboard space, ripped out all the lower cupboards, ripped out the sink, ripped out everything back to the wall, and also had a look at the bathroom, because we've got a wet room, so there was a little crack in the lining, and we wanted them just to put it back. So they took up the flooring in the bathroom and discovered that a joist had rotten and had fallen, so they had to repair the joist. So they took the floor up, the joist up, in the wet room, and that was fine. We had a toilet in for a couple of days, so technically it's only been 2 weeks. Then they decided that they had to take the tiles off the wet room wall. So that was the thing that happened. Then they discovered that the tiles hadn't been done correctly and were literally falling off the wall. Then they took the basin out of the bathroom. They realized when they took the shower off that the shower had been shorting and that the shower was potentially going to either electrocute us or set us on fire. One of those two things was going to happen because it was in such a bad condition. They took the radiator off the wall because they decided that had to come off to then be put back on, but then they decided actually that also was in no fit state to go back on the wall. And then they looked at the toilet and took the toilet off to have a look at the floor because we kept saying the toilet is leaking. It isn't, we're not over flushing it. There's nothing, it's not like a major thing, but there's a little leak that keeps happening. So they took the toilet off to realize that, yes, the toilet was leaking and the joist underneath that was also gone. So simultaneously, they ripped out our kitchen and our bathroom, which was interesting. At one point, I was like, just put any basin back into any room so that we've got running water, because that's kind of important. Like I can use a camping toilet, I can use a porta potty if I have to. We can get round it, we can make do. I've been camping where there's a long drop toilet where literally you have to climb up some stairs to the toilet and it drops your doings down and then you put sawdust over the top and it's a camping, so it all like combusts down eventually. All the while, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m, our front door was open and anybody who was in a council sweatshirt was walking in and out, ignoring us, sat on the sofa, literally in and out. And it got to the point after a couple of days where I was like, who are you? Oh, well, I'm the plumber. Okay, but what's your name? Well, I'm so-and-so. And so we had plumbers, joiners, electrician, multi-trades and super trades. We had the boss coming in and out, and every time it was a different person. So it just, everything they did led to another problem. So they looked at the tiles, said, all right, some of them need to come off, realized that actually the council had put tiles on top of a badly cemented wall or whatever it is, plastered thingy wall, the last time they did repairs, which is at least 15 years ago. So every single time they uncovered more problems, which currently we still don't have a basin in the bathroom. We don't have the disabled shower seat because they took that off, obviously. We don't have, the bathroom door is now very damaged. The radiator is still missing from the bathroom, but that's all fine. We have got a finished kitchen, although it's not finished because there's still tiling to do around the electrics, tiling to do the back of the sofa, back of the cooker. They put drawers in where if you pull this drawer out, so the drawers are like this. So you pull this drawer out, great, but they put a handle on. So you pull this drawer out and it sticks on the handle. You pull this drawer out, it sticks on the handle. They've done that on two of the corners. It's just been, it's been hell. But this is week 3 of it continuing. And we've got people due tomorrow and people due Thursday and probably people due Friday to try and finish it off. Added to the fact that we've been ringing them both Fridays, funnily enough, on the 13th and on the whatever that previous one was, the 6th. We were like, we need to know what's happening. Can you please call us? Oh, yes, somebody will absolutely call you back. Yes, I've escalated it to a manager. They will absolutely call you back, like ASAP. Did they? No. Did they ring back when we took it to the managers? No. So, yeah, there's going to be complaints going in higher. And then today I had a 1 minute, 3 second phone call with somebody saying, the plumbers are coming out tomorrow. They will finish the job in the bathroom. They're coming with the basin and the disabled seat, and with a new door. And I said, and what about the radiator? Click. And they hung up. So I rang back the number and it doesn't take internal calls. So I rang back to the main housing office and they said, oh, we'll get them to give you a ring straight away. No phone call. No phone call. So yes, all of that has been going on. So literally from 8 in the morning until 4 p.m, we have had to deal with all of that going on, effectively trying to project manage. They brought a toilet. It was the wrong toilet. It fitted into the waste thing, and the toilet, the water goes down. It fitted into that, but the cistern didn't fit against the wall. Even though they'd come in and looked at it, they set aside a whole day on Thursday for the wet floor and floor to go in. The guy turned up at like 3 o'clock, spent 2 minutes measuring it and went, and we were waiting the whole day. It's just been hell. Sorry, 12 minutes. I've gone 2 minutes over my rant allowance. So yeah, apologies. But anyway, it's been very stressful, and it's caused me to crash multiple times. Also, apparently narcolepsy is a thing. I knew narcolepsy, technically I knew narcolepsy was a thing. I didn't know it was a thing related to fibro. So when I described crashing out, apparently that is what it is like to have narcolepsy. So that's another thing I need to now go and check with the doctors. So yeah, anyway, it's all been fun. It's been hell on earth. It really has. If I was to move the camera, I'm tempted to actually, but I would have to reposition everything. We've got units in here that need to go into the lounge. We've got stuff in here from the kitchen, stuff in here from the bathroom. There is stuff I have to climb over to get to. We've had the worst workmen ever. We had an electrician came and said that the socket, oh well, that should be replaced because that could cause a fire. You could just it could just burn your house down. I'm only joking. What are you joking about? The fact it can cause a fire and burn the house down, or the fact that it should have been replaced, or the fact that it's rusty and is dangerous? Like, at which point are you telling us that which part of that was a joke? Oh, anyway, enough ranting. I'm back. We're here. Wispy's on board, aren't you, Wispy? Yes. Look, Wispy's saying a big yes. Oh my gosh. So then let's see who's actually here. Holland is here. Good evening to Holland. You've been a member for 4 months. Woohoo! That means you get a special green thing. I know, right? You get a special green thing. Chan's Juicy Tarot, good evening to you. Spiritual Inspiration, good evening to you. Thank you, everybody, for letting me know there was no sound. Yeah, I've had the builders in. I know, right? You're with the council and the amount of issues you've had. Yep. Basically, we reported since before COVID times, we were reporting problems with the ceiling in the wet room because it kept flooding from upstairs, and they'd been in and checked, and yeah, that was pre-COVID. You've got damp behind your wardrobes, even though you open the bedroom window every day, so you don't know how it forms. Nope. It could just be that you've got damp in the brickwork, because apparently that's a thing. Oh, you finally found us. Good evening, Patricia. Patricia's one of our lovely moderators with the spanner. Just, where is it? Just there, look, there's a spanner. That means they're a mod. Finally found you on YouTube. I know, probably we're not going to get very busy tonight because of the algorithm, and because I haven't been here for 2 weeks, so the algorithm thinks I'm probably pushing up daisies or something. Good evening to Mariana. Be careful how you say that one, Mariana. Ivanisevic. Yep. You need some repairs doing, but the effort of having people in and out, it's very, very stressful. But listen, Chans, a lot of councils are going bankrupt. Apparently Leeds City Council is due to go bankrupt this summer. So like, get the work in now before it's all cancelled, because that's coming, because the last lot in the UK apparently have underfunded things so badly that a lot of councils are about to declare bankruptcy. So yeah, get your work done while you can. I would. You had it behind your wardrobes in the last house. Reckon it was something to do with the roof. Could be. Your toilet leaks too. Isn't it awful? Isn't it awful? It really is. Yeah. Yep, you hide while the other half deals with them, and you go all day without a cuppa. Yep, that's been very tough. It's been very tough. There's been a couple that were really, really lovely, 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 amazingly lovely, lovely, lovely people. Like genuinely lovely, and we were making teas and coffees for them, and they were lovely. But there's also been some really horrible people. Yeah, just stress. It has been. Yeah. Well, I can't say that. They are certified registered tradespeople. They know more than I do. I don't know how to put a new transformer in. I thought a transformer was one of those trucks that are red and blue, and then there's like a big grey bit at the back, and then it becomes a robot. That's what I thought it was, but apparently not. Apparently a transformer is something to do with pumps for showers. The Wicked Witch of the West comes out. There's been a bit of that. When I have workmen in, yeah, there's been a bit of that. Mainly today, mainly Monday, when I was like, I'm on my last nerve. You said this wouldn't even be 2 weeks, and now we're into week 3, and I can't cope. You always lose patience with them. You once threatened one with going, oh my gosh, I can imagine that. The thing is, what you all might not know is that Patricia, when you look at her, she looks like a lovely old lady, and in her house, right? I'm not talking out of, Albie, what are you doing here? Why are you knocking everything over on the floor where there's not enough space for even one person? Hello, could you hear mummy talking and you wondered why? Hang on a second. Can I pull the chair back a little bit without... No, you need to move your bum. Move. You just knocked over a bottle of Prosecco that should be in the fridge, but isn't, because the fridge is in the lounge. Hang on a second, everybody. Oh my gosh. Albie. What are you doing? There you go. Oh my God. Right. Okay. Wait a second. There we go. Say hello to people. Hello. This is our lovely Elvie. Do I get a kiss? Right then. I'm going to put you the other side because you're going to get yourself stuck. There you go. That side. No, don't reverse. Go forward. Elvie. Go on. Go in the other room. Oh my God. I think there might have been a noise. All right, love. Oh my God. Yeah. God. Right, she knocked everything over and got herself wedged. Right, okay. Oh my gosh. I didn't flash my boobs at you all, did I? Good God. That was Alvie. Oh. Yes, right. Yeah, it's been good evening, Mitch S. It's been a thing. It's been a thing. It does. The narcolepsy makes a lot. Is that how you say it? Narcolepsy makes a lot of sense. It does. Yes, this is why I have not been streaming, basically. She is a lovely lady. Who? Patricia. No, what I was saying is, right, she comes across as a lovely lady, right? And you think that she's got a lovely old lady, I meant to say, right? A little lovely little old lady. And she's got lovely like figurines in cabinets in a lounge and a lovely little doggo. And you think, oh, she's going to be the sweetest little old lady ever. She's going to be like the Queen Mum or something. She's going to be like, hello, come here. Would you like to come sit down? And she is the most lovely person you're ever likely to meet and go around her house and everything. But you cross her, and she is a words that I shouldn't use on the YouTube. She really is. She is she don't cross her. Wicked Witch of the West ain't nothing. Like literally got nothing on her. Pointy shoes and all, got nothing on her, Patricia. She'd give you the jacket off her back. She'd give you the last Rolo. She would make you a cup of tea with the last of her milk. Absolutely, she would. Absolutely, 100%. She would do all of those things. You cross her, one of her little chickies. Oh, you better run. Oh, you better be fast as well, because she can do a 10-minute. What was it? A 10-mile walk in 10 minutes. What that was it, wasn't it? Anyway. Elise, good evening to you. Raising damp or damp from a slow dripping pipe. Yeah, just a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Rolf, not over any clips. Rolf, not over any clips. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. But yes, anyway, so it's been a hell of a couple of weeks, and hopefully we should be back to normal schedules now. Anyway, shall we get started with some tarot? Because that is probably what people are here for. And so hopefully we're not getting as much glare today from previous streams, because I have, although looking at it, maybe it doesn't make that much difference. I've got dark mode on. Let me see if I turn that off. Does that make a difference? Is that the thing that's... Oh, it was. Oh, so there you are. Now, hopefully now, look, we can see each other and you can see the makeup through the glasses. And also, I'm streaming in 1080 HDP, 1080p PhD, 1080 PDF files, and streaming. That's a thing. So it should be cleaner. So I've had to wash my face. I've had to wipe, clear up all the spots and wash my face before streaming, because now I'm in Super 8. It's not 4K. It's not 4 carats. It's HD, which is a pencil, I think. But yeah, apparently that's what it is. No, I know. You did not get that old by being wholesome. Nope. And trust me, I come from a family of battle axes, and I know how to spot a battle axe, and Patricia is a good old-fashioned battle axe. Anyway, let's get some tarot up in here, shall we? Let's get some... What? Don't say PDF files. It means something different these days. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Although, apparently, the F on PDF does stand for file. Therefore, you don't need... It's like saying ICU unit. Or the intensive care unit, the U is the unit and the thing. So there's a thing for that, isn't there? Shirley Meadow. Shirley Meadow. Good evening to you, Shirley. I'm just getting back into things. So we're going to start a thing now. Hopefully you can hear that. I've had all sorts of problems with the kit not functioning, because everything's been turned off and on and off and on and off and on. So then the question of the round is now open. So there are 2 ways to go ahead and get yourself a reading on this channel. The first way, and probably the easiest, is to go ahead and send it in the form of a super chat. That guarantees that you are the first cab off the rank, or the next cab off the rank, depending on where we are in the stream. However, if you want to take advantage of a free reading, good evening, Ed. Hello, my friend. Ed is here. Hello, Ed. If you would like to take advantage of a free reading, those are chosen at complete random. And I need to make sure I've got that up. Yes, I do. Those are chosen at random, and how you get one of those is by simply popping your question into the comment section, the chat box thing, the comments, that thing. I haven't done this in so long. Pop your question into the chat. What? Pop your question into the comment section, starting with the word question. Do you know what? I'm going to have to study this video, because I've completely forgotten how you do it. Hang on. Let me find a video. Right. Okay. I'm going to take some notes. Right. How do you get a reading on this channel? Let's have a look. Right, hopefully you've understood that the same as I have. Right, okay, let's have a look. So then, the keeper of the questions, who is it that is having their tarot reading, the first reading today? Who's having the first reading? Okay, Ed's out walking a woofer. Careful how you say that. Keeper of the questions, who have we got? I'm waiting. Sorry, everybody. Bear with me 1 second. Shirley. Hang on. Oh God, hang on. I've gone too far back in the chat now. What have I just pressed on this? I've got new mouses and everything. What have I just pressed on this? Why am I so far back in the chat? Hang on, everybody. Hang on. Shirley, may you please ask what are nope, this one. There we go. What are T's next actions towards you? Okay, my darling. I don't know what all these emojis are. Be careful with emojis because I don't think I've turned Nightbot back on. I've been playing with Nightbot while I've been off. But okay, my darling, I will hit the star button and let me go ahead. Right, if your name is not Shirley and you popped a question in, go ahead, select and copy your question, okay? And when we do the next free round, pop it in again, if that makes sense. Right then, Shirley. I'm still, this is all a bit weird because I'm doing this in dark mode so that you don't get the reflections on in my glasses, but it's weird it having a black background instead of a white one. It's very strange. I'll get used to it because I've got used to it in every other platform that offers it. Right then, so Shirley, your question is coming up straight after this.
We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God!
There we go. Sorry. Still having teething problems. But there we go. Right. Everything's autumnal now. If you look. Oh, also, look, I did Beetlejuice nails on one hand because I can't do anything with this hand. Because look, Beetlejuice nails. I did that myself. I was dead proud. I've still not seen the film. Well, the second film. I saw the first one. Love the first one. Obviously love the first one. Right, today's tarot deck is the Unfolding Path Tarot. Now, I have reviewed this on the channel, so do check that out. I think I put a link down below if you want to get this one. I can't remember. Might have done, might not have done. I've also got the Radiant Rider-Waite-Smith as well if we need a backup deck. But this deck is ever so lovely. I've been playing with it quite a few times, actually, whilst I've not been properly able to get into the room. I've had it in the lounge and I've been doing sort of readings and semi-readings, and it seems to be really like a slightly more gentle version of the Fifth Spirit. It seems to be a little less blunt, whereas the Fifth Spirit can be very, very blunt when I do readings with it. This feels a little bit more okay, I'm not going to say that word. We're going to be a little bit more restrained, maybe, or a little bit more diplomatic. That's the word I'm looking for. A little bit more diplomatic. So then, Shirley, let's have a look at what the cards are wanting to say for you. Right then, so Wispy. Let's cleanse the space for Shirley. And Wispy, my darling, welcome back properly with everybody else on a stream. Shirley would like to know, what are T's next actions towards her? What are T's next actions towards Shirley? Let's have a wee little look. So then, what are T's actions towards Shirley? Oh, gosh. Still can't shuffle on camera. I can do riffle shuffles when I'm not filming it, honest. I mean, you obviously you have to take my word for that because you're never going to be able to see it, are you? Right then, so let's have a look. What is the energy that's led up to this current situation? Oh, the King of Swords. Oh, I've instantly got a little bit of So this is where you are. This is what you need to know. Oh, and let's look at the future outcome. I've got as soon as this king popped out, my darling, as soon as this king popped out, I was like, oh, I've got a red alert warning for toxicity. So the King of Swords is the ultimate. So swords are your trouble and strife. Swords are your difficulties in life. These are the suit. This is the suit that is all about the hurdles, the challenges. Now, the king normally represents a person of authority or a person of very high interest. So it could be like a father figure, a boss, a relationship, somebody who is very firmly linked in, because the king makes a lot of decisions. And the thing is, when the king is this way up, he is not being stopped from making those decisions. So instantly, this is where you are, the energy that has brought us to where we are right now. And we've got King of Sword energy. So I think that T is either a bad un, has been seen to be a bad un, or is about to be a bad un. This is not a good vibe card. And I'm backing that up because you've got an amazingly good card, the Queen of Cups, full of passion, full of love. I mean, this, you know, one day, I want to be this put together. One day, I mean, maybe not in peach, but you know, one day I want to be this put together. Look at her. She is absolutely stunning. Makeup on point, hair on point. Love the outfit for her figure. Flatters her perfectly. Very feminine, very soft, very loving, which is what this card is all about. However, this is what you need to know. And the Queen is reversed. So if this is relationship reading, which was my gut instinct, then this would be you, my darling. This would be, if this was a relationship, you've got the king and you've got the queen, but the queen is reversed. And so she is very subservient to that king, like incredibly subservient. Like, oh my God, you could not imagine how subservient to that king. Like he's controlling, basically. He tells her, he's the one that's picked the colors for her, or probably got, you know, a gay friend to do it, because he certainly doesn't know what anything soft and remotely nurturing is all about, because that is not the king's wheelhouse. The king is all about power and control. And then we've got the Page of Cups in the future outcome. Now, the thing with the Page of Cups, although we've got an older person here, the Page of Cups is ultimately about youthful mistakes, youthful indiscretions, youthful errors of innocence. Okay, so the page is right. Okay, gotta be honest, I'm trying to be diplomatic because the cards are diplomatic, but even though the cards are diplomatic, this is not a good series of cards for a relationship, Shirley. So if you are in a relationship, this king is very controlling and very much the one who has to be right. Okay, again, although this is a bit of fun, it's also incredibly important to take what that is meant by that, right? It is a red alert, it is a warning, and it is a toxic warning. And this is that sort of situation. This will be the ideal situation for a controlling guy who likes controlling sort of women who are perhaps a little vulnerable in terms of their love life or in terms of their sort of emotional needs. This card worries me because it says that potentially, if you and T are not currently together, it feels like potentially T could make a return, and that this page would represent you knowingly going back into something, perhaps because, look at me tidying all of this. I'm doing it because I'm not used to doing like the intense read. Right, I'll tell you what, let me do it this way. Hang on a second. Right, I'm not being fair to you. So the reality is, Shirley, sorry. The reality is, my darling, that these three cards, this page is giving me major wobbles. And the reason it's giving me major wobbles is because it's saying that if this king and queen are accurate for the relationship that you have with T, then this gives me worries, because it's basically saying that you would go back into a relationship knowing that T is potentially abusive, potentially toxic, potentially even dangerous, but you would do so because he's not always that way. Sometimes he's really kind. He buys me flowers occasionally. He doesn't mean to do the things he says or to do the things he does, right? This card, this page reversed, is saying that although there is some wisdom here, because you've got an older page, you're making those same mistakes because of an emotional need and because of an emotional vulnerability, that because this king is swarthy and handsome and looks good in a suit. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, many a head has been turned by a swarthy asshole. I hope that came out the right way and not like a, but you know what I mean? Many likes a bad boy, put it that way. And all I'm saying, my darling, is please be very careful, because this page is giving me the biggest wobbles, right? And it would be remiss of me to say anything else. Put it that way. I hope that helps, my darling. Remember, it is all for entertainment purposes only. You do make all your own decisions about your own life, and you should always seek professional advice. If you need counseling advice or anything like that, do please seek out a professional. But as I would always say, my darling, please look after yourself, and I do hope that that helps. As they say, forewarned is forearmed. So I hope that helps, and thank you very much for your question. Right then, let me have a look in the chat. Hang on a second. There we go, that one. Oh, I've just seen there's a chance. €5. Thank you very much, my darling. Your question will be coming up next. Let me have a wee look. Oh, hang on. How far back do we go? You like the colour of my nails? Thank you, my darling. How fun. They are quite fun. I am going to change them up for Halloween again, and I might even go and get them done in a fancy salon. I know, right? Get me. Who do I think I am? I must tell you, I was like, I've got nail polish at home. I can do these. Realised I've given away my gel light thing probably a couple of years ago, which means all my gel polishes, I looked at one and it was like, so yeah, not good. So I ordered normal nail polish off of Amazon, and yeah, it's come up all nice. I like it. Anyway, the jingles are sounding good today. Thank you, Holland. He has a kind side. Oh, my darling. Oh, Kodeb. Hello, my darling. How are you? You got your treadmill at last. It arrived yesterday and the weather has cooled down a lot. Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, my darling. He said he was sorry. I don't mean to judge. He said he was sorry for hurting you in the past. Please, 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 please. Honestly, we're going to have to put this on in the background. You haven't spoken in a while. You feel his energy a lot. You might need to do a cleansing, my darling. You might need to cleanse his energy out of you. You see the good in everything, but my darling, sometimes you need to see the reality in things. Like, do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's all well and good seeing the good in people, but getting a lovely bunch of flowers because you got a black eye the night before ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it, my darling. Honestly, it's not. It's not worth it. You deserve better. You know, oh, sorry, I shouted at you for relentlessly for 5 hours. I was stressed. Wait, no, you're a dick. Don't be a dick. It doesn't give you the right to shout at women. It doesn't give you the right to shout at anybody. Oh, my darling, if he messages you, honestly, if he messages you, it wouldn't even be a case of phasers on stun. It would be a case of absolutely 100% torpedoes, photon torpedoes, phasers, everything. Blast him out of the sky. Oh, my darling, my darling, my darling, my darling, my darling, my darling. Please be careful. Please be careful is what I would say. But again, I have to say it, you do make all your own decisions about your own life. Just please, please, please be careful. And with that, I'm going to say thank you very much for your question. Right. Okay. So let me take the banner off the screen. Right. Code Deb, I just saw your question, which is a bit more lighter. How's my fibro? not good. Hello, I'm fighting fibro. So yeah, not great. We think I've got narcolepsy linked in with the fibro, which I didn't even know was a thing. Didn't even know that was a thing. Nobody ever told me. No one told me. I know, right? And what's going on with your other channel? Funny you should say that. We were due to go back to Slimming World today, but today's been postponed. It might have to be next Tuesday. Again, purely and simply, go back and watch the beginning, the first 10 minutes of this video. You'll understand why stress has been incredibly high. But the plan is that we are going back to their Slimming World. And I'm just putting this one on straight so people can see it. What is the point of putting a sticker on your microphone if no one can see it? So yeah, we should be going back to Slimming World and we'll start filming again because we've got a lovely new kitchen now. Almost a lovely new kitchen. So yes, I agree. Right then, shall we have a let's have another I've got another reading in. Hang on a second, I've got another reading in. Who have I got in? Chan's Juicy Tarot. Hello, my love. I will come and do your reading. Well, I won't come and do your reading because that makes it sound like I'm going to come to your house and do your reading at your house, which I obviously can't do. I would love to do, but I can't do. So I will come and do. Brain, can you tell I'm looking for a certain thing that I've put somewhere and I can't remember where I've put it? There we go. Right, so Chan's Juicy Tarot, I will come to you after this. Before we go on, here's the housekeeping. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counselling advice. If you're looking for support in these areas, please do seek out professionals in these areas. You do have to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading on this channel. And remember, please don't share private information here or anywhere else on the internet that you wouldn't want anyone or everyone finding out about now or anytime in the future. Do you know what I've realised, right? I've played that jingle a few times, or that little video clip thing a few times. Do you know what I've just worked out? Do you know why it sounds odd to me? Because there's no music behind it. How have I ever done a thing where there's no music behind it? Wow. Right then, so Chans, my darling, let's do your reading. How does Gary feel about you? Let's have a look. We are going to Wispy, my darling. Hello. Wispy, Chan's Juicy Tarot. Hang on. There we go. We do 9. It's got to do 3 or 9. Can't. I was going to stop at 6, but I don't feel right. Just to get a nice clean space. So then, Chan's Juicy Tarot would like to know, what is Gary feeling about them? Is he single, and why is he so secretive? Oh, please don't make me press any alarms. I don't want to press no more alarms. I want to press the sound effect. I know, right? I just did that myself. It was good, wasn't it? Wasn't that a good sound effect? I know, right? Listen, if you thought that was a good kissy face sound effect, please give it a thumbs up by hitting the thumbs up on the video. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe and dong your bell so that YouTube notifies you whenever I go live. Apparently, our lovely Patricia said that she didn't get a notification today. So, even though she's a mod and everything, I know, right? And a member. So please do make sure that your bell is donged and that you change your settings to all. If you've done it, please just double check it now. While you're watching this, while I'm doing Chan's reading, do please double check it. Oh, I've just said a card flip over. There we go. Where is it? There it is. That's a single card flip over. So you know what that is? That is a modifying or clarifying card. Let's put it next to the I can't pick it up. Let's put it next to the bow. There we go. So we've got the 5 of Cups. What is the 5 of Cups about, Chans? Well, the 5 of Cups is all about kind of crying over spilt milk when there's no need, right? Getting stuck in a moment without realizing that actually things are going well for you. So let's have a look. You can see we've got these 3 cups that have been emptied, right? Only one's got a little bit of wine in, the other 2 are empty. So she's had at least 2 glasses, maybe best part of a 3rd glass, right? I'm not saying she's a bit tipsy. Gosh, I'm not saying she's tipsy, but, you know, I know what I'm like after 2.5 glasses of wine. I'm a lightweight these days. I know I don't look it, but I am. But she's got these two behind her and she hasn't even realized. She's upset over this. Maybe she kicked him off. Maybe they went in her shoes and that's why she's had to take her shoes off. Maybe she's at the end of a long night of partying and she's got those heels, the heels, the lovely heels that we wear. Got the lovely heels on. They're absolutely great for the first hour 2, 3 and 4. You've got them in your handbag and you're wearing either some either wearing a panty pad on your feet, because that's all you've got, or those little ballerina pumps that fold up. I have seen girls wearing panty pads as shoes, so yeah, but this card is all about kind of almost feeling that regret moment, even though it's not needed, even though you've got a backup, even though things aren't as bad as it seems. And it's that thing of getting stuck in that negative thought space rather than going, hang on a second, I've got 3 empty glasses because I necked 2 of them. I only spilt half a glass because there's only a little bit dribble there left. So actually I've had 2.5 glasses of wine, and do you know what? I've got the other 2 stuffed behind my back. That's not bad from a free bar, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's that sort of card. Right, let's have a look. I've done your cut. So the energy that's brought you up to here. Ooh, the 8 of Cups reversed. Now that's interesting. What you need to know, and lots of reversals. Right, possible outcomes. So the 8 of Cups. What is the 8 of Cups all about? Well, this is where you're asking what does Gary feel about you, and kind of where this is headed, I guess, is the jinx of it. I don't think we're going to find out whether he's single or not, just not from looking at these cards. There is a possibility this could be that there is somebody else in the picture that may well be upset at the way the relationship has gone. Maybe that Gary's now looking outside of that kind of ended relationship. Do you know what I mean? It's like if there is if there is one, then it kind of feels like it's done, even though it might not officially be done, if that makes sense. Because we've got the 8 of Cups. Now, this is normally quite a good card to have. It's the 8 of Cups. You can see this person is moving forward towards the moon into the night. They are normally going in search of the 9th cup. And quite often, on a traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, all 5 of these bottom row would be in a line, and then the next 3 would be in a line, or would be standing up, and there'd be a gap. So you'd have 1, 2, gap, 3, because the quest of this card is for going for the 9th card. This way round, it looks like this is a bit of a quick, hasty jump towards the future. This is a little bit in haste, and it's reversed. Now, what this is saying is that I do think that like Gary is moving quickly towards a relationship or towards something, whether that's the relationship with you, whether this is you or whether this is an ex, I'm not entirely certain about. But the question with this is, because it's reversed, it feels like it's a bit of a fool's errand. Does that make sense? It feels like it's I've got to be honest, it feels like it's a reboundy type thing, right? It feels like there's somebody here who is going through the emotions and, oh, look at this, I've got these negative cards, these upturned cups, so my emotions are feeling it right now. Even though I've got this safety net, I don't feel very safe with the safety net, and I've got these 3 cups that are empty. And then we've got this person over here heading maybe recklessly towards that 9th cup. And don't forget, every time I read the tarot, the 9 for me is full, the 10 is overflowing. So the 9 is that ideal. You might think that the 10 is ideal with the rainbow and everything, but that kind of gets a bit much. The 9 is that pinnacle of like that relationship where the 2 people come together and it's all about the couple. And then things, for me, then the 10 becomes all of the families and all of the hoo-ha and everybody else around, and it becomes, the relationship is about the community then, and the family and the wider, all of those wider implications. The 9 of Cups for me is that very strong bond. It's the generational connection card. What you need to know, we've got the Ace of Swords reversed. Swords, trouble and strife. Ace is a new project. This is why I'm getting this rebound vibe. Okay, this is why I'm getting this rebound vibe. This reversed Ace of Swords. There's a new beginning, but it's a new hurdle. But doesn't want to tell everything. Doesn't want to reveal everything. Everything is kept a little bit hidden. Everything's a little bit cloak and dagger. And this is in the what you need to know. Like, don't like that feeling. It feels again like he's moving. This is knee-jerk reaction. This is moving in haste, and this is new things, new starts, new things, new problems, not in a good way, because it's all reversed. It's all a little bit like behind closed scenes. Do you know what I mean? Behind closed doors. And then in the future outcome, we've got the Six of Cups. Now, Six of Cups, this way up, is quite a positive card. Look, you can see, is this a mother and daughter? Is this an older sister with a younger sister? Normally we'd think it's mother and daughter, but it could be anything. Could be any combination of connection, right, between these two people. And what you've got is, we'll say the mother is sharing this lovely, lovely, lovely drink, ambrosia, nectar of the gods. It's not alcoholic, it's fine. Taking the flower off, the child is smelling the flower. They're going to share this lovely goblet, this chalice, this cup of this wonderful elixir together, and share and have this moment. And you've got all of this lovely sparkles around the girl's head, and everything is so wonderful. But it's all reversed, which means it feels like a pipe dream. It feels like this relationship is not going to reach the point where you've got family and community, because for me that's what the sixes represent, is that wider space, that wider community. You're not going to have that connection. You're not going to have that public show of love and affection, which, you know, if you came across this scene and there was a mother and a daughter sharing a lovely little drink in a I don't know, where would this be? At a picnic or at a family wedding or something, and you know, maybe it was a little tiny bit of champagne and a lot of lemonade, and the mum's going, "Oh, come on, we're at a lovely wedding, we're at a lovely christening, whatever it is, you know, have a little drink of this. Isn't it lovely? This is like, be part of the celebration. You've got some elderflower. Is elderflower wine? I don't think elderflower wine's alcoholic, is it? Whatever it is, you've got some fizzy non-alcoholic pop type thing, but it's posh, right? Apple ties or whatever." So it doesn't feel like this public connection is going to happen with this relationship, my darling. Is he single? Oh, if I had to say, I would say not yet. Is he going to be single? I don't think so. This feels like either a rebound, or there's been an argument, there's been some incident with a partner, and now he's looking over here. Whether you are the partner and he's looking over there at someone else, or whether he's got a partner over here and this is what he's looking at with you. I don't get good vibes from this, my darling. I really don't. It feels very much like rebound. It feels very much like secrets and hidden issues. Like, yeah, just it doesn't feel like an honest, open relationship at all, my darling. I hope that's what I hope that helps. I know it's not what you're looking for, but I do hope that helps. Again, I don't think we're full on top, but I don't think it's a positive. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense, my darling. But thank you very much for your question. And yeah, all I can say is I hope that helps. Again, forewarned is forearmed, my love. And I hope that gives you some sort of semblance of at least some answers, even if they're not the ones that you wanted. But again, thank you ever so much for your question. Right then, can you all do me a favor? Hang on a second. Let me just pop this off screen. Can you all do me a favor? Can you let me know, does it look crisper? Does the picture look better quality than it did the last time I was streaming? Because hopefully now I'm streaming in full HD, whatever that is. Hopefully it should be clearer on your phone, your tablet, your laptop, your computer screen, and also on your big screen telly. It should be clearer. I am going to watch this one back with a fine-tooth comb and like a magnifying glass and be like, can I see any pixels? But yeah, hopefully it should be clearer. So can you let me know if it is? Right then, let me have a look. Chan's in that there chat. Let me have a look. Oh, my darling, I wish you would. I don't. It's not a cup of tea. Not a cup of tea. A cup of coffee, a decent, a pint-sized mug of coffee, would be amazing. I've got to tell you also, everybody, because we've got all the work being done in the kitchen. I might have replaced some of the units, not the units, some of the items in the kitchen, like the knife block and the bowls, and some nice new mugs and things and glasses. Yeah, so we got some mugs, and I thought they were quite big. They'll hold a can of Coke, probably, maybe, or best part of a can of Coke. So they're not small cups, but they're certainly not the giant mugs of coffee that I'm used to. Ozempic to you, but you don't want to as your long-term side effects. Oh, it's difficult. Weight loss is incredibly difficult. You're like a minibus now. No, you're not. If you're a minibus, then I'm one of the triple deckers from that there witchy films and books that I don't talk about. Let me have a look. Where? Hang on. What? Yay! Oh, I didn't get that. You start your new job on Monday. That's fantastic. I'm really, really pleased. Really, 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 really pleased. That's great. Yeah, some people have put weight back on Ozempic. It's really good while you're on it, though, supposedly. Yes, that is true. That is true. Oh, okay, Chance. Thank you very much for letting me know that makes sense. Yeah, hopefully things will be okay. Aquilarius, hello, good evening to you, my darling. Welcome back. I'm very pleased to be back. I am very pleased to be back. I really, really, really am. See, I've had the opposite. Now I've got to this size again. I am really, really, really struggling, to be honest with you. And I need to get a lot of it back off. Look at the chins. I know, right? Not good. Do you know what though? The only good thing is now, if I painted myself a purple with blue eyeshadow and a big shock of white hair, at least I would look a lot more like Ursula than I once tried to. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, my poor unfortunate souls. I could do Ursula. I've done Ursula. I've been Ursula. I've played Ursula. Nina, good evening, my darling. Hey, sunshine. Would love to see what Spirit has in regards to my new love connection with E. Okay, my darling. Thank you ever so much for your donation. Everybody who wants a free reading, you're going to have to hang on until after Nina. I'm going to do Nina's reading next. And also, because Nina has sent a donation of more than £6 here in the UK, which is $8 or $8.50 or whatever, because it's a $10 donation, it also means you get a full-length 7-card reading, my darling. So you get a 7-card reading. Now, what I'm going to say, my darling, is this is actually a huge discount. If you book me privately, it's a lot more expensive than that. It's like about £25 to £30, depending on the length of the reading. It's about £25. And if you come and see me live at some of the events, because the prices that we have to charge to be there, the 6-7 card readings can also be up to £35. It's a lot of money, isn't it? A lot of money. But again, it's the market price for where you are, unfortunately. But Nina, you get yours for £10 or $10, 10 of those things, coin note things. And that is coming up right after. I've lost it. I was about to press it. There we go. Right after this.
YouTube tarot reader, Lisa Lee, has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Just in case anybody was worried, I do sometimes occasionally maybe possibly use the odd swear. I haven't today. I think I've been okay today. I don't think I've used any swears today, but you know, we've still got an hour to go. So then, my darling, I'm going to pull your question up onto that there screen. There we go, Nina. And let's have a wee little look. Give you a space, a good cleanse for you. And I'm bringing in Wispy, who is our air elemental dragon that I work with. So it's very much about the air element that connects with the Akashic records, which is how I get that information. I've just put a link into the live chat. So if you want to have a little look-see, just, I don't know how you're watching this, actually. Sometimes it's over there. Sometimes it comes up underneath, depending on what it is, what format you're watching on. But there is a link to a video that me and Neil did, a podcast episode all about the dragons. Oops, no, that's multiple cards. That's not an important one. That was, as I was saying, look, I was saying it's not an important one. That is a single card flip. Let me just make sure it's only one. Yep, look at that. It's turned itself upside down in the deck as I was shuffling. This is a clarifying or modifying card. But yeah, there is a link to the video all about my dragons if you want to go and have a little look at that. Right, so what have we got? It's the Queen of Pentacles has come up. So, my darling, with this, with your connection with E, we've had the card. That is only just one card, isn't it? Yes, it is. Just checking, because it felt thicker, but it's not. So the Queen of Pentacles. The Pentacles is work, career, finances, but it's also efforts, okay? Sorry, I've just had a drink repeat on me. I do apologize. It's also about effort because the Pentacles relates to the earth element. So it's the element of earth, the element of growth. So you can see we've got lovely flowers growing and all sorts, and we've got bunnies because, you know, bunnies, earth, and we know what bunnies like to do best. And we've got apples and all sorts here, apples and pears. So it's quite a nurturing queen card, this one. Sometimes not all queens are nurturing. This queen card, she's a very warm, loving queen. She's also, because we've got pentacles, she's also, it can represent abundance. It can represent a certain amount of financial stability, but she did come out reversed. Okay, so this is your clarifying or modifying card. So this card is going to influence the cards that come next. And because you've got a longer reading, we'll see just how deep her influence goes, because sometimes these clarifying cards can really impact quite deeply. So once we've had a card flip, I do the usual, which is to just cut your deck. There we go. And then we'll do, I'll tell you what, we'll do, do I want to do a horseshoe or do I want to do an inverse triangle? I think I want to do an inverse triangle. Do I want to do a horseshoe? No, we're going to do an inverse triangle because it feels right. So where you are now, the energy that's brought you and E together, this love connection together, okay? So where you are now, we've got the Two of Pentacles reversed, okay? And I love, by the way, can I just say, I love this deck, and this is why I like decks like this, because it's mirrored. So I don't know where the cards are coming up upright, reversed. There's no way of telling. And I love that about this particular deck and decks like this. Anyway, so we've got the Two of Pentacles in the energy that's brought you to here. What you need to know about the love connection. Oh, we've got the King of Staves, the King of Wands. Okay. That's a good connection. Wands is all about security and strength and things like that. You're, in a sense, how you see yourself. So that feels good. And then in the outcome, we've got the Four of Cups. Now that, even though that's reversed, this is one of those cards that, how can I put it? in terms of a relationship, it's actually normally better that it's reversed, and I'll explain that when I go into it. But let's see what connects the 2 and the king. We've got what was that? The lovers. It is reversed, but that's not, we won't worry too much about that for now. Between the king and the 4, we have the Knight of Swords, and then the root card. Oh, we've got the moon. Right, so we've got 2 major arcana cards coming into play. So the major arcanas are the big shouty cards. They're the ones that you often see depicted in films and on telly. They're the ones where it's the named cards. So the lovers, the moon, the Hierophant, the wheel, all of that. Right, so in the present position, so this is where you are right now, this is the what's brought you to this point. We've got the 2 of Pentacles. Now it is reversed, so there is an element here about maybe there is a financial element between the 2, or maybe there is something, a work type connection. It doesn't feel as if you're working both in the same office, but it could be that you work for the same company, or you've got some sort of study connection, or there is some connection that is outside of the normal realms of romantical connections. It's like somehow you've met through either work or study or something along those lines. Interesting that we've got the Queen of Pentacles coming up as the clarifying card. But the thing about the 2, so 2s for me are always about couples, okay? Even when they're reversed, it's still pointing at couples. Now the 2 of Pentacles has this infinity symbol that goes on with the card, so it's talking about there is a potential here for this to be something that develops. Now this is reversed, so I don't think it's something that's going to happen very quickly, and I don't think it's something perhaps that one of you are expecting. Does that make sense? Because it almost feels like the connection is there, but maybe one of you is thinking this might be less of a deal than the other, if that makes sense. What you need to know, we've got the King of Wands. Now the King of Wands is a lovely card. Okay, so again, bear in mind, not all kings depict males and not all queens depict females, so the gender in the cards can be either or other. And so a king could be male, could be female, could be non-binary. So, but this person is, in the what you need to know, this person is basically, it's almost like they're your security branch. They're your not security branch, they're your security blanket. It's like there is a really strong connection here. They are going to bring, or no, I do think it's a connection with them. I think it's this connection because it's the king is so incredibly self-assured, very, very confident, very secure in their own identity, in their own being, in their own body. They love their bumps and their lumps and their wrinkles and their lines, all of that. Do you know what I mean? This is somebody who is very confident in how they handle themselves, and it could well be that this is it could be that this is an aspect of you. I think this is more this E connection. I think this is coming in with that energy because this is in the what you need to know. And if it was about you, you'd already know it. Do you know what I mean? So I think this is very much the energy that the potential partner is bringing. Now, it's positive because this is an upright card. So it's not, this is one of those people who are confident without being arrogant. Do you know what I mean? They're like sure of themselves without being controlling. It's a really positive card, and they bring security with them because they've got that wand element, they've got that fire element, so there's still quite a bit of excitement going on, good for the bedroom, but there is still that kind of element of a strong connection and a potential for a strong partner. Again, this infinity comes back into play. I think maybe there is this imbalance of maybe one person wants longer term than the other, but it definitely feels like this is potentially a keeper. Oh, come on, I can't pick the bloody card up. Come on, nails. There we go. In the future outcome, we've got the Four of Cups. Now, the reason I say this is sometimes seen as a negative is because this card in a lot of readings would look at complacency. Okay, because you can see this person has their 3 cups over here. 2 of them have fallen over. They've not bothered to pick them up. not asked, not bothered, not worried about it, just not worried. But they're being offered. There is more opportunities. There is more to come. Now, this isn't saying that within a relationship they're being offered something on the side from someone else. It could be that the partner is saying, I don't know, like, oh, should we go off for a lovely romantic honeymoon? And this person's like, no, I'm working too hard. I'm really pissed off. We're grumpy, right? In a romantic reading this way up, it really does have that complacent sort of feel. It has that element of, not wanting to bring anything new. This way round, that is reversed. It's saying that actually, although they aren't taking advantage of all that is offered, it's not from complacency. Maybe it is from a position of, normally I'd say the Four's reverse are stagnancy, but it doesn't feel stagnant in this instance. It feels almost like they're going to get every need is met. They don't need that. It's almost like, right, it's like this, right? They've had the 3 glasses of wine at a party. They're quite happy. They've got a little buzz on. They're feeling themselves. They're doing a bit of a like Running Man. They're doing some of the old 90s move. Oh yeah, crisscross is going to get you, all of that. And then, showing my age, and then they're like, oh, should we have another round? Actually, do you know what? I'm fine. Don't need another drink. I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine the way I am. Again, it feels very much like this person knows what they want and knows their limits with that 4. They want to get to that point of stability. They don't want to get, it doesn't mean that it's stagnant for them, if that makes sense. So you do have the Lovers. Now it is reversed, which means I do think there is still some really big kind of, not a disconnect and not a misconnect. It feels like it's early days for something, okay? Between the 2 here reversed and this King, to have the Lovers come in, could be that there is a previous relationship that isn't quite dealt with. So it could be that there is a previous relationship where there were kids involved, or some reason that the ex has to be around, or something along those lines. It feels very much like there is a stumbling block there. It doesn't feel particularly negative, but it does feel as if there is still some unfinished business to deal with, and that might never be processed, because you've got to come up with the Knight of Swords. So the Knight's got teenage rebellious energy, and to have both of these cards reversed on this level is really saying that it could even be a family. It could even be like an ex-partner and a child that are still connected to the King. Do you know what I mean? So the King hasn't quite got rid of the family, because obviously that isn't a thing that good people do. So the King is remaining ready for a new relationship, ready for all of these, new adventures, and he's off, available now to move on to new adventures, but still has to deal with an ex. So this Lovers reversed is definitely X energy it's giving. And this Knight of Swords, I don't think this is in relation to another person. The way it's coming up, it feels like it is directly related to the King. So if the King, if he has a child with somebody, then that will be that sort of connection. If it isn't a child, then this could be how can I put it? This could be the way that it ended with the previous relationship. And again, it could also impact the way that this 4 is coming into play. So the King energy linking with this sort of not wanting to, how can I put it? Not wanting to get locked down into something that becomes boring. Does that make sense? It's like they're wanting growth. They're wanting stability, growth with stability. Does that make sense to you? It's like they're wanting a relationship where there is always, like, where the pair grows together. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Where it's not like, somebody's at the doorbell. It's like you want the relationship to do this, not to do this. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. we've got the moon coming into play as at the root of everything between you and E. Now, sometimes the moon can be talking about almost wishful thinking, because the moon is sometimes linked in with navel gazing. I find the moon to be like a spiritual connection. And sometimes when that moon is coming up in the root position, it's like sometimes it could be a blockage in that, in that spiritual connection, in that maybe that religious section. Maybe there is something here blocking things in whether that is religious belief interfering, or whether that is a more spiritual need, like one of you needs to have that strong spiritual connection that isn't quite yet there yet. The moon, it can also relate to 28 days, so it could be a time scale thing that's happening at the moment, but it doesn't feel like that to me. It feels very much like almost one of you. Okay, it feels like one of you, it will probably be you, seeing as you're asking a question on the tarot channel. One of you is more spiritual in the wider sense, and maybe one of you is more into the, organized churchy type thing. That is something I would bear in mind, okay? Because that can sometimes be a barrier. Not saying that, because you've got an interest in tarot, because you're asking a question that you're witchy and never go to church. I'm not saying that at all. But it does really much feel like one is more down an organized orthodox view, and one is down a more spiritual, wanting things to earth mothery type feel. Does that make sense? The Queen comes into play with this because the Queen's energy, even though it's reversed, again, I think maybe there is an element with you that there is right, okay, let me put it this way. It feels like maybe there's a little hesitancy here from one or other, and I think that for you, I think you're probably ready to move on into a much deeper relationship than maybe he is. Maybe you're because we've got the growth element coming in from the Pentacles, it feels like maybe you're ready for that new deeper groundswell of growing energy, and maybe he's a little bit uncertain, or maybe it's the other way around. But it definitely does feel, no, I think it's you. I think you are ready. I think you are ready for this growth. You are ready for this nurturing element. You're ready to put down plans for the future, and long-term plans. And I think perhaps to not back off that, right? Hang on, let me do it this way. Because again, I'm faffing, and I don't like faffing. So, my darling, if you're ready to move ahead, full on, all guns blazing, this is what you want, no matter what, you're going to make it work. This is who is going to be your next big relationship. This is the one that comes next, right? Hopefully the last one, but definitely the next one, in inverted commas, right? Be careful how you talk about that, okay? Because sometimes people can get put off. So if you're sat there talking about, well, we can have children, and we can move in, and I can sell up my house and move to where you live, and you can sell up your house and move here, and if you're already talking in that way, that can be a bit scary. So that Queen, the fact that she's reversed, just tread gently, slowly catchy tiger, slowly catchy monkey, slowly catchy something, don't know what it is, catchy partner, there you go, slowly catchy partner, slowly catchy tiger, I think that's right, I can't remember. Anyway, basically tread slowly, right? Don't go in all guns blazing. Where's my ring? I want a 5-carat diamond, and I want a 500 million pound house, and this is what we're going to do, and this is the country club we're going to go to, and these are the number of kids we're going to have or adopt or whatever. Be gentle with that, if that makes sense, right? I know that's probably what you want, and it feels like that is definitely something that is both of you might want, but just don't go in all guns blazing, because I think it'd be a bit scary. Anyway, I hope that helps. Oh gosh, right, I hope that helps. Let me have a look at that there live chat. Hang on, where does it start? There we go. Thank you, Nina. She's hilarious and no problem. What, me? Is that me? Am I hilarious? Oh, thank you. Thank you. You hardly get readings, but you'll keep that in mind, and thank you so much for the information. Okay, I can't remember what that was. That's such a good intermission. Oh, it's just in case, I swear, because sometimes I do. He definitely wants stability. But I think he's a bit nervous about stability, because he doesn't want to get bored, right? There's a thing that it's really weird, isn't it? Because sometimes stability can become very stagnant very easy, and he doesn't want stagnancy, so he's a bit reticent and a little bit worried about stability, because it's almost like, do you know what I mean? It's like he's somebody who needs to be active, right? Imagine 1922 Sicily. No, I'm not Sophia, this is not the Golden Girls, but imagine, right? Imagine like Sophia from the Golden Girls, right? They put this vibrant older person who was absolutely not ready for a sitting down watching TV all day nursing home, and they put her in a place like that. It feels like for him, stability is like slippers, slippers under the bed, all of that, get home, sit down, eat dinner, watch telly, go to bed, sleep. And it feels like he's much more vibrant than that, and he somehow equates stability with that boring, sedate lifestyle. And so what I would maybe do is show him that you aren't ready for that pension life at all. Do you know what I mean? You're not, you don't want that. And even when you are in your 80s, you want to be the retired golfers that go, you play golf and you go abroad and you take all these holidays and you go, oh, come on, we'll go on a zip line. Why not? I've got a new hip. That's the sort of, that's where you want to be in your 80s. I've got 2 new hips and a new knee. Let's get the skateboard out. Do you know what I mean? Rather than I've got 2 hips and a new knee, I'm just going to sit in my armchair and knit and crochet and watch reruns of Dallas. Do you know what I mean? That's what he's fearing. So stability for him is that, and you need to be like, okay, you got a new hip, let's go running, let's sign up for a marathon, let's go surfing, all of that. Hopefully that makes sense. What? He's confirmed approach and you're a bit more free approach. He's conformed approach. Oh, what, to religion? Yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely. Yeah. He's more orthodox. Yeah, absolutely. Good evening, Luhu. Hopefully hello, you're still here. That's pretty accurate. You're more ready and stable. Yes, he wants the same thing, but not ready yet because of his situation. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Oh, not a problem, my darling. Not a problem. Oh, Mitch, you've got to love and leave us. Okay, my darling. Well, thank you ever so much for being here. Right, everybody. I hope that helps, Nina. Listen, if there's a marriage, right, we've got a thing here on Beyond Authentic. If there's a marriage, me and a couple of the mods are wanting to buy our hats with the veils and all of that to go to a lovely wedding. And some of the other mods want to wear suits, and some of the mods want to wear a combination of both. So please let us know if there is a future wedding involved, because we basically want to come along. And if you're in another country, which at dollars I suggest you probably are, then we want to be there by Zoom. Okay, we'll put our fancy hats on and we'll be there by Zoom. That'll be lovely. But yeah, we're still looking for the Beyond Authentic wedding. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Yeah. Holland's got their bow tie already. I know, right? Because bow ties are cool. Bow ties are cool. Right then, let's have another free round. So if you would like a free 3-card reading, go ahead, pop your question into that there live chat. I forgot which button to press. There you go. Go ahead and pop your question in right now. Start with the word question and you will get yourself a 3-card reading if you are the one that is randomly picked. Just in case you don't understand, or just in case I have confused you all, then that is quite possible. There'll be a handy dandy video coming up right now. Don't forget, if you want to guarantee your places next, like Nina's done tonight, like Chan's Juicy Tarot did tonight, then you can send yours through as a super chat that guarantees you that your reading is next. And if you super chat more than £6 or $8, $8.50, whatever it is, $10, you get yourself a longer reading like Nina just did. So then all of that should be coming up now in a handy dandy little reminder video.
Lisa is such a good tarot reader. I've experienced that for myself because Lisa's read for me quite a few times. But as a mod on her channel, I've also seen loads of times when people have said things like, oh yeah, that really resonates, or that's exactly it, you've hit the nail on the head. And because she doesn't sugarcoat, she just tells it like it is. It can really be quite an emotional and cathartic experience because they're not just being told what they want to hear, they're being told, as she says it, what you need to know. So I definitely recommend her. It's a really good idea to sign up for one of her memberships because they're such good value. You can be part of private live streams that take place before the main ones. And then you're in a much smaller group of people, so you're not competing with all these other people to get a reading. And it's also just a chance to chat with other like-minded people who have that kind of spirituality.
Thank you for saying that, Holland. That was really, really lovely. By the way, Holland has a channel. If you look on here, what you need to look at is the @ and then Holland M. Okay, @ Holland M. That's what you need to look at. So do please go and have a look at Holland's channel. They are experiencing a boost in subscribers at the moment, but I've got to say, Holland, not the most recent video, because I haven't watched that one yet, because again, you've got a comparison. The one before I was unable to watch. I was completely unable to watch it, Holland. Like I couldn't even. And you know why? Let me show. Hang on. Oh, look, I can show you. Hang on. This one, and then. Well, let me do that. No. Hang on. I'm gonna find it. Oh yeah, there we go. And it is that one. Yes. Aha! So this is Holland's channel, right? Holland M. There you go. Look. And you can see I'm subscribed and I've got my bell dingled. So this is the newest one, which, to be fair, hasn't popped up on my screen. So I need to go and watch this one. But this, it's ASMR. It's all the. Oh, I can't do ASMR videos. I really, what I will do is I will watch it with YouTube. Don't listen. Shh. YouTube, I'm not recommending anybody does this. I can't watch it, so I'll have to play it with the sound off. Okay? Because I can't do ASMR. It creeps me out. I don't know what it is about ASMR videos. Like if it's people eating, I get aggressively angry and want to punch the screen. If it's just like tappy, here's my nails doing things. Oh, it's so cringe. It's a physical cringe. So yes, I won't learn how to set up a watercolor palette. I won't learn about that, unfortunately, but I will watch your comparing brush pens, because I can't paint, but you kind of got me interested in painting, even though I can't do it. And like, I can draw a Dalek. That's about all I can do. Can't do painting things, but you've kind of got me interested. Yes, it is misophonia. Yes, that one. Yes, can't just can't. Anyway, Lou Who, you've been selected by the keeper of the questions. So I forgot I was doing tarot readings then. I was all about to talk about why I can't do the. You know, does anyone else have this where when they I've sometimes clicked on a video not realizing what it is, and someone's got nails and they go, and it's just like, no, please don't. It's so horrible. But anyway, right. Let's do your reading, Lou Who. Sorry. It's just I can't. I would love to watch all your videos, Holland. I really would, but I can't because of that. Because for that very reason. Right. Anyway, Lou Who. Good Lord, I do sometimes talk some nonsense, don't I, on this channel, but I can't watch them. I don't know what it is. Well, obviously it's the misophonia, but I just can't. Anyway, Lou Who, my darling, get yourself ready.
We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God!
Right then, my darling, I've got your question up, Lou Who. You have been selected by the keeper of the questions. And we've got the bell. Look at that. I like this tarot cloth, actually. I wasn't sure about it, but it looks really pretty on camera. And we do an expanding spiral of cleansing. Boom, wispy. So then wispy. Lou Who, a lovely friend of the channel, would like to know a general career question, please. Missed out on promotion again. Oh, I'm sorry about that. And you're not sure about your next steps. Okay, my darling. Well, have a look at what the cards have to say, my darling. What I would say... Okay, Wispy, you like your... Oh, and it's okay. Right, okay. So we've got the 5 of Wands coming up. You're selling yourself incredibly short, right? Okay, so it's your clarifying modifying card, Lou, but what I'll do is I will tell you instantly, this card, you're selling yourself short. You need to somehow maybe look at another job altogether, like another company where they will give you that promotion. You could go in at a higher level, but you are selling yourself short, my darling. So there is something here. Let's see if we can get to the bottom of it. So as always, when we get a clarifying or modifying card, we stop the shuffling. We go straight to the cut. And let's look at what your 3 cards are going to say, my darling. So in the where you are now, 10 of Pentacles reversed. There's Pentacle. Yeah, it is. What you need to know. Page of Swords. Ooh. That's interesting. And the future outcome. Knight. Okay. Right. Absolutely. Gut instinct. It is right. You are selling yourself way short. You need to be right now. Okay. Hang on. Let me do this. Let me do this. La 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 la. Right. I am really bad at this myself, right? So this next bit of conversation, I also need to listen to. So Lisa, in the future, go back and listen to this and take this on board advice for yourself. Right. That all being said, you need to think of yourself, right, as your best friend or a family member, right? How would you promote a family member's skill set? That you know that family member really well, and you know the work they do, and you're really close to them, or a work colleague, or whoever it is. What would you say? What would you put down on that person's CV? How would you describe the skills that they have, the good points they have, all of the achievements they've achieved, even if they're only tiny? How would you get that across, put that on paper and get it across to somebody else, right? You'd be talking about, oh, wow, they've, for an example, they have worked 2 part-time jobs, right? One in a fast food restaurant, we'll say McDonald's, and one in a, I don't know, a receptionist in an office, right? Two very different jobs, both kind of entry level. One mega company, one small company, right? What would you say to about this person, this friend of yours? They want to move on in the workplace. What would you say to them about their transferable skills and all of that? You would say, well, you've worked in a busy retail environment, so you can handle stress well. You would say something like, you've never called in sick on your McDonald's job. You've always attained high, you've got your 3 stars or whatever it is you get on your name badge. You've achieved all the goals that were set. You've done all of this. You've worked under multiple different areas within the company, so you've been able to take on new tasks really, really quickly within the time that you've been there. You've taken on extra duties when required. That's always a good positive thing, because you're happy to go in and do some overtime. And then in your part-time job at the receptionist, you've been handling filing, you've been using these different computer softwares, you've been in this, you've been doing that, you've been, you know what I mean? You would take a job that you would think, oh, I flipped burgers at McDonald's, that hasn't got a lot of transferable skills. But then you go, actually, I've worked under a very, very high pressure situation and managed to keep my cool. I'm not on TikTok throwing a cup of Pepsi over someone because I've got stressed. I've kept my cool. I've worked really hard. I've done everything that's required. Do you know what I mean? So there are times where we are not our best advocate. I know I am bloody good at tarot. I know that because it's taken me 29 years to get to where I am with the cards. However, I also know that no bugger knows who I am in the tarot world, on TarotTube or anything like that. I know that I don't charge enough, that I could make this a proper, lifelong career, but I don't push myself forward into those sort of roles and positions because I don't have that faith in myself. I have faith in my abilities. I don't have faith in all the rest of the businessy stuff that I just don't know enough about. So I know that I could be further ahead in a tarot career. I just don't know how you get there or what you do or any of that stuff. But I am very confident in my skill set. I just don't know how to put that across to others. If this is where you are, because the cards are saying instantly that's a very similar thing, then this is what you need to learn. Okay. Let me go back to the cards. Does that make sense? I know it's like a weird rambling Lisa kind of example, but hopefully that makes sense, that you absolutely need to get better at that part of the career world. Right, let me go back on the other camera and I'll show you why I'm saying that, because the cards instantly, this clarifying card was screaming at me. Okay, so one's is confidence and security. The 5 is normally that midpoint of insecurity, but you can see we're at that midpoint and we've got these wands and they've made a pentacle, which is fantastic, because again, that comes back to pentagrams. It comes back to this idea of work, career, finances. It comes back to this idea of, some semblance of order and construction. However, with all of that, it's reversed. So right in the center of where you should be learning and feeling that confidence, and if it was this way up, it would be look what you've achieved, look where you are. But because it's reversed, it's saying that you yourself can't recognize what you've achieved, and you yourself can't recognize that there is actually that need for you to take those things further. Do you know what I mean? So the actual 3 cards, we've got where you are right now. We've got the 10 of pentacles, but it's reversed. So it's saying that, again, this is you being overlooked. This is you missing out on things. And it's that situation of, I don't think it's because you're not good at the job. I think it's because maybe you don't do the schmoozing, if your job is a particular job where you do the schmoozing to get ahead, or maybe you aren't good at, when it comes to a round of promotions and you have an interview, maybe you aren't very good at that part of it, if there's interviewing, or maybe it's that you're not very good at saying to the bosses, this is what I've done, this is what I've done, this is what I've done. You know what I mean? Oh, I took the lead on that project that you gave me, James, and actually I was the person that put those tables together and did the displays and did the science and did the math and did that. Even though, you know, Robert presented it, it was me that did the underlying work. Maybe you need to present those tasks depending on what your job role is. Do you know what I mean? I think you need to be more vocal about your experience, your skill set, and what you bring to the table. In terms of what you need to know, we've got the Page of Swords, and this is all about learning. Literally, you can see. So the swords are those hurdles and troubles and tribulations and all of that stuff in life, those challenges, and how you get through it. Page is the youthful energy on the deck, and you get through it by learning, by applying yourself in a different way to overcome those hurdles. So if the reason why you've missed out on promotion is because, as the cards are suggesting, you're not very good at self-promotion, then go and learn. Okay, pot kettle, but go and learn, because this is what you need to do. This is literally what you need to know. Okay, so it's a hurdle, it's a challenge. Go and discover, go and learn how to overcome that. Okay, and that will help this being overlooked. And it will lead you to the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight, you can see this person is literally, I described her as a businesswoman starting a new job, taking a plant to the new office. That's what it feels like. It feels like new opportunities. It feels like new growth. The Knight is a go-getter. The Knight is kind of 80s hippie. No, 80s yuppie, in inverted commas. It's that sort of go-getter, Wolf of Wall Street type business person attitude, where they're out to go and get what they want and grasp that nettle and all of those stupid catchphrases. But this is in the field of work. So it really does feel you've got a few things to sort out, but once you get there, it feels absolutely positive that you will be able to move forward. And again, do not worry about not being able to do this right now. I've been doing tarot for 29 years and I struggle. I absolutely struggle with my own worth, self-worth and self-confidence. So yeah, absolutely, go ahead, look at this, see where it is that you can learn, whether it's on YouTube or whether it's in, you know, counseling or business courses or whatever it is. But it does feel like if you put this right, because you've got the skill set, you put this right, you've already got that confidence in place, that this is where you're headed, which is a very positive future in terms of new careers and new starts. I hope that helps, my darling, and thank you ever so much for your question. Right, I think we've got time for one more question, it looks like. So then, if you would like a where's the thing button I'm looking for? I can't find anything now. It's all black on screen. I can't find anything at all. It's in dark mode now. It's going to take some getting used to, as I said. But anyway, if you would like a tarot reading, we've got just about time for one more. So if you would like to get yourself a free reading, go ahead, pop your question into that there live chat, starting with the word question. I've put the details in there now, just on screen, or just in the chat. Sorry, there we go. Now it's on screen. And don't forget, you can always take this last spot by sending a super chat. Not a large super chat, just a small super chat. It will get you the guaranteed next spot. We haven't got time for a longer, a full-length reading, or a 6-card reading, I should say, tonight. But do get yourself in with a free question. Start your question with the word question, pop it into the live chat, and hopefully, whilst we've only got a few on, you might stand a very good chance of getting your question to be the last one tonight. Hopefully that made sense. Good evening, Ellis. Hello, my friend. Good to see you in. Lou-hoo, that does make sense. Everyone has faith in me, and our process is absurd, so I didn't get through it. You know what you need to do? Do you know what I would do? Right? Go and speak to the managers. Go and speak to the promotions people. Ask for feedback. Be really brave and say, look, can you give me some constructive feedback in why, not why I wasn't good enough or any of that, but why I failed in this process? Is there any way that I can, you know, put my skill set to you better? Is there any way I can show what I'm capable of in a different way? Go and ask them that. Just by asking, it will show that you want promotion. Do you know what I mean? It really, really will. You're a bit under the weather, Ellis. Sorry to hear that, my friend. I think there's something going around. I really do. We've been on paracetamol for the last week, fighting off coldy flu-y type something. For the first couple of days, I was like, achoo, achoo, achoo. Oh, it must be, it must be the pollen. No, it's autumn now, Lisa. It's autumn now. That's not quite how things work. Elise, my darling, you're going to be the very last question. You're the only one who's asked a question, so I'll do that for you, my darling. Challenge for us both then. Get more self-confidence and work to a brighter 2025. I am trying. Oh, I've just seen yours as well, Ellis. Right, okay. Oh, this means, hang on a second. Right, this means, where did I put them? There they are. I found them. And so, right, regular... There's just a little magic spell there. Regular viewers will realise sometimes when I ask for questions on the free rounds, sometimes we get a situation where there are two people that ask a question. And when that happens, what do we do? That's right, we do a bit of a talisman toss. So what is a talisman toss? Let me just put this one there. So what we do is we literally grab the little bag of talismans, and I will pull one out at random. Oops, that one. There we go. And so this is the air. No, it's not. It's the fire air. This is the... this is the fire element. Okay. So... what we do when there are two in, we have, it's literally like tossing a coin, but we toss the talisman. So Ellis, yours was first. So you will be the symbol. So heads, effectively. You are the symbol, the sigil, the sign for fire. Okay. And Elise, you are the back. So you are the writing side where it says which casket, which is where these are from. And it says fire. Okay, my darling. So when I toss it, if it falls that way up, it's Elise. If it falls that way up, it's Ellis. That's going to get confusing. So Elise or Ellis. Right then. So Ellis and Elise. Ellis is heads. Elise, you are tails and or symbol and writing. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's come up. It has come up. Writing side up, so that is Elise. Sorry, Ellis, my darling. Pop back in on the next one and try again. Elise, right, my darling. Your question is love life for the near future. Just started seeing someone. Ooh, interesting. Anything I should know about the connection? Are there any potential for relationship? Let's have a look, my darling. So then, as always, we will cleanse the space and bring in Wispy. Do you know what? I've missed doing this. I've missed streaming. I really have. All being well, I should be back on Thursday. We're going to move it to 10 o'clock, I think, 10 p.m. UK time. So hopefully, everybody, hopefully mods, I forgot to speak to the mods about it. Hopefully mods, some of you will be ready. If not, I can handle it on my own probably. But I'm going to move it to 10 p.m. this week to see how that goes. Sorry, Wispy, I was talking. So then, Elise. Wispy, stop chucking multiple cards. Right. Elise would like to know about the connection with the new relationship. Is there anything she should know? We've had a card flip. About the connection. What is the card that flipped? The Page of Wands. Oh, this is a good one. So you've got again, do you all notice, regulars, do you notice how Wispy likes to chuck cards with this deck? Like, we don't get many majors, but we get a lot of clarifying and modifying cards with this deck. I find that really interesting. Thank you, Wispy. So, Page of Wands. What is the Page of Wands all about? Wands is about confidence and security. The page is when we get to a certain point where we've got a little bit of youthful naivete that comes in. Okay, so there's a bit of naivety here about this relationship, maybe a few nerves about how things are going, maybe between the two of you there's a few little like butterflies in the tummy, all of that. It feels like this is, well, I mean, I'm not being funny, but this page almost feels like they're in a night well, not a nightgown, what's it called, a night robe, yeah, like a little silk robe. Do you know what I mean? Almost like they just headed towards the bedroom. Maybe. It feels very. I love you with the red background as well. It does feel a little spicy. I mean, Wands is the fire element, and we do know that the fire element is all linked to the old lustiness. So it does feel as if there is that on the cards, shall we say? Right then, let's cut your cards, and we will. Let's have a look at these. So. Oh, we've got the King of Pentacles. We've got the Sun card. There's a major. And we've got the Eight of Swords. Right, okay. So, anything you should know about the connection? So, the King of Pentacles reversed. Got to say, not the bestest of beginnings. So the King of Pentacles is about work, career, finances, money, and also study and growth and things like that. However, the king is in his counting house, counting out his money. Now, I've got to say, this is a very sharp suited king. Look at this. This is not a Walmart special suit, is it? This is something handmade, or at least made to measure. This is a nice suit. However, this king perhaps values money over other things. The king is reversed, so it does suggest that the king maybe is a little bit prudent when it comes to money. Maybe the king likes gathering his own wealth just so that the king can have his own wealth. Maybe there isn't that element of generosity or that element of sharing with this king. Now, that can be quite a little bit of a warning in terms of character, perhaps, because whilst there is a certain amount of, you want to keep what's yours, there is also an element of you don't want to be Scroogey and stingy and kind of tight with everything. And it does feel as if I'm getting the vibe from this king that there is a certain amount of almost miserliness. Okay, so just be a little bit aware of that. There isn't a lot of generosity of finance. Maybe there's not a generosity of spirit here. I don't know. It just feels a little bit restrictive. In the what you need to know, we've got the Sun, and the Sun is reversed. Now, the Sun is a really good card for positivity, moving things forward, things being, lots of growth, lots of energy, lots of vitality. This is reversed, and it feels like maybe this is going to be lacking a little bit from this particular king. If it was this way up, so if both of these were upright, it would be the almost the exact opposite reading. It would be like this king is very, very outgoing, very sharing, very wants to share the wealth, wants to, go out for dinners and dates and live a lifestyle that he's earned. He's worked really hard for the money. He wants to share it and live that lifestyle. He wants to bring that brightness and that sunshine into other people's lives. He's that very giving person. This way, not so much. It feels like the lust is there, but it feels like that might be where the connection kind of ends. Because in the Eight of Swords, this is where the relationship heads. Okay, this is the possible future outcome. We've got the Eight of Swords. This is a card of being trapped. This is a card of being not allowed full clarity, not allowed. In other suits, in other decks, this person is blindfolded and bound, and it very much talks about being not so much belittled in kind of a, you are this, that, and the other, don't do this, don't do that, you are stupid and whatever. Not in that sense, but this person is diminished by not being allowed full access, not being allowed the truth, not being able to see things as they truly are. Does that make sense? And it kind of feels here, you can see this person is trapped behind these swords, and that isn't going to be a positive outcome no matter what, right? No matter what, this isn't going to be a positive outcome. And the thing about the 8s is they are the stepping stones to the 9s. These are the cards where if this comes up, it's only a matter of time before the 9 of Swords would come. And the 9 of Swords is the nightmare card. It is the card of like sleepless nights, sleep demons, all of these things, because it's talking about things getting progressively worse. So it feels as if, listen, if there is a strong connection in the bedroom or any other room where the boom chikawawa, where you've got all of that going on, where there's a strong sexual connection, then my gut instinct with these cards would be to keep it on that level. Try not to get too emotionally involved, because at this point in time, it doesn't feel like that king is going to bring any warmth, growth, loving, vitality, energy there. It feels very much like it's purely and simply a boom chikawawa type relationship, which, trust me, I've had a couple of those in the past, and they were absolutely fun while I was having them. But they're not the relationships that last, and they're certainly not the relationship that I'm in now. The relationship I'm in now is all about connection, in every way. Whereas this feels like the only connection that's there is perhaps in the bedroom. I hope that makes sense, my darling. Again, I'm sorry it's not the information that you were wanting, but as I always say, I can only give you the answers that the cards give me. And yeah, as always, it is only for entertainment purposes. You do make all your own life. And also, I'm not being funny, but sometimes a good bit of, boom chikawawa type relationship, sometimes that is all you need. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it doesn't have to be any more than that. Hearts and flowers and romance and, forevers and moonlight walks and, pina coladas and all of that. Sometimes a good, healthy, rompy-pompy type relationship, sometimes that's all you need. Do you know what I mean? It rattles your cage, puts notches on your bedpost, and sometimes that's what we want out of life. But yeah, it's entirely up to you, my darling. But thank you ever so much for the question, and thank you very much for being here tonight. And what have you put? It's a really new connection, just a few weeks. Listen, have fun with it while it lasts. Okay, have fun with it while it lasts. Maybe don't expect anything too deep too soon, and just enjoy it wherever it goes. Especially in the bedroom. But anyway, that is it from me. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming on tonight. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully the algorithm will pick us back up, and we'll have more people in. I will be going live on Thursday evening, hopefully, fingers crossed, as long as all the building work is done and everything. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll refer you to the beginning of the video. But yeah, hopefully everything will be sorted by then. If so, I'll be back at 10 p.m. UK time on Thursday evening until midnight Thursday evening. So it will be, we'll say New York, it will be 4:45 till 6. No, that's wrong, isn't it? It will be 5 p.m. in New York, which would be 3 p.m. in San Francisco. And yeah, all of that. I can't work it out. My brain's not working. But anyway, thank you ever so much, everybody, for being here. Please do make sure, if you haven't already, not only that you hit the subscribe button, but that you make sure your subscribe button is still actually donged, and then dong it, and make sure you've set your settings to all, because YouTube's very good at unsubscribing people and changing their settings so you don't get alerts. I know this because I've just gone through all of my subscriptions on my own account for the channels I want to watch and realized I'm subscribed to about 500-600 channels. Didn't realize, and most of those haven't sent out alerts even when I've got them on. So I've been going through and streamlining that process. But yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you to the amazing mods. It just, you know I love my mods. They're the most wonderful team here on YouTube's, and also help us run such a lovely, warm and welcoming community here for everybody. So again, thank you to the mods, and thank you to all of you for watching. And again, hopefully I'll see you all very, very soon. Thank you to the members as well. I didn't mention the members. Sorry about that. I did forget, but I didn't forget. But thank you to the members, and I will see you all on Thursday evening. I've forgotten how to sign off. Stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I'll see you on the next one. The dogs are barking. I've got to run.